Hi everyone, welcome back to WHU TV. It's nice to see you. I hope you're keeping well. This is the preview of West Ham's 8th away game, the first away London derby of the 23-24 Premier League season. This month alone, as we have 3 in total, where we travel a few miles northwest to the Tottenham Stadium to take on, well, Spurs. Obviously, this Thursday evening for 8:15 kickoff live on Amazon Prime. As always, guys, this video is sponsored by the channel sponsor 3retro.com. Please click the link in the description below that will take you directly through to the West Ham section of their website. But if there's any Spurs fans watching, you can also see from this icon up here there's Spurs retro gear in there as well, along with track jackets, polo shirts, sweatshirts and t-shirts made by Umbro and Admiral, so go check those out. Any purchases you make through the link in the description below, the commission that the channel would normally be getting, as I always say, I'll be sending on to these guys here, Iron Supporting Food Banks. They're based in the Newham area and they're helping those in the Newham area and the Essex County and further afield for that matter to help put food on the tables of those that have been really struggling over the last 4 to 5 years. So guys, go grab yourself a really nice retro shirt. You'll be saving yourself a few quid in comparison to your respective club shop, or you'll be going and get yourself a very nice track jacket or polo as well, and you'll be helping those that are less fortunate than you and I. So as always, guys, there's timestamps in the description below. So let's get cracking. The officials for this game, the referees Michael Salisbury, his assistants are Adam Nunn and Richard West. On 4th official duty, fortunately, as he's doesn't want to have that much real involvement in things, is Andy Madley. Not a big fan of him. On VAR, we have John Brooks and his assistant is Neil Davis. So yeah, it's not Sky, therefore we haven't got any dodgy referees. Touch wood. Now, our last 6 Premier League away games at the Spurs Stadium shows we've won 1, drawn 2 and lost 3, scoring 6 goals and conceding 11. David Moyes' away record against Spurs in the Premier League in total is won 3 times, drawn 7 times and lost 10. So, yeah, the omens aren't really looking very positive at the moment for West Ham. Which, if you already checked my full-time thoughts video, I wasn't going to do it about the Palace draw yesterday, but on Sunday by the time you guys get to see this, but I did have to. I just had to get it out. It wasn't the best of games. It was poor, but we'll talk about that in a little bit further as well. Now, Spurs at the time of this recording are 5th in the table after 14 games, winning 8 games, drawing 3 and losing 3, scoring 28 goals and conceding 20, so on a +8 goal difference on 27 points. So, yeah, you could argue it's all gone Spursy. You know, they were sitting top of the league and now they're back to still a reasonable position, to be fair. It really, really is. But, you know, it's especially when you look at this, for example, Spurs' home form so far this season. They've won 4, drawn none and lost 2, scored 10 goals and conceded 8. Can we make that draw 1? I really hope we can do something in this game, which again we'll talk about when we come further into the video. Now, Postecoglou's go-to formation, very much like Roy Hodgson, is an attacking 4-3-3. Now, that Spurs' style of play, which is basically what people have been coining Ange ball, is they like to take long shots, playing possession football, short passes, attempting through balls often, controlling the game in the opposition's half, playing the offside trap and having a consistent starting 11. They are very strong at attacking down the wings and creating chances using through balls. They are strong at creating long shot opportunities, coming back from losing positions, stealing the ball from the opposition, but they are weak at avoiding the offside trap, protecting the lead, defending against through ball attacks, and they are very weak at aerial duels and stopping opponents. Stopping opponents from creating chances. So there are some things we can actually exploit as a West Ham perspective. We're getting better at our aerial duels and our set pieces. But yeah, as I say, it's going to be balls to the wall from a West Ham perspective. I'm sure it's going to be an entertaining derby. We're going to be doing the watch along from around about 8 o'clock. So guys, make sure you like, share and subscribe. Because as I say, we've had a lot of people over the last 3 to 4 weeks watching the channel and hardly anybody subscribing. So come on, even though the channel isn't getting many high views in terms of its content, you guys are still watching a lot. Most of you guys, when it comes to the away watch along. So guys, please do make sure you are subscribed. Now, looking at Spurs' injury at the time of this recording, Perisic is ruled out long-term until the end of the season with a knee injury. Bentancur is out until January with an ankle injury. Van de Ven and Sessegnon are out until mid-January with their respective thigh injuries. Maddison is out for the same period with an ankle injury, as is Solomon with a thigh injury. Sarr is out for what looks like until the end of next week with a potential undisclosed injury. It just says other when you're looking at it. It's probably an illness like it normally is, to be honest with you. And Whiteman has an ankle fracture with no estimated period of return as yet, but Romero should be back from his red card suspension against Chelsea at the start of November. So this brings us quite nicely round to the next subject, players to look out for. Kulusevski and Son are the highest home goal scorers, no surprises there, with 2 goals each. Richarlison is their highest assister at home with 3 assists, followed by Son on 2 assists as well. Our new goalkeeper, Vicario, is strong at reflex shot stopping, but seems to be weak at long passes. So I think that's something that we can exploit, especially if Bowen's going to be making the runs to attack the ball, or possibly Antonio. We'll have to wait and see on those. We'll talk about that in a minute. Song is strong at through balls, key passes, long shots, taking set pieces and holding onto the ball, as we all know, but he is weak at aerial duels, offside awareness, and helping out with defensive work. So there is actually some weakness to his game. I know a lot of people don't seem to see that outside the Spurs community, but there are. He can be exploited. Zouma is very strong at passing and strong at tackling and ball interception, but he is weak at aerial duels and is very weak at keeping his head. He is known to be a bit of a hothead every now and again. So again, that's something we can exploit potentially if we bring the West Ham personality back that has been missing for the last 5 to 6 weeks. Porro is strong at crossing, key passes, direct free kicks and holding onto the ball. Kulusevski is strong at key passes, but he is weak at passing and also aerial duels. Davis is strong at holding onto the ball and key passes and concentration. Lo Celso is very strong at passing and holding onto the ball and defensive contributions. He's strong at through balls and also dribbling as well, but he is weak at aerial duels and finishing and crossing as well, for that matter. So yeah, there is definitely food for thought there, guys. Really, really is. There's a lot of stuff that we can actually we can exploit when it comes to this game. I really think there's a few injuries. Sorry, not injuries. There's a few weaknesses in there that we can exploit. We need to up our game, which we probably will do because it's Spurs, it's on telly, blah, 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 and all that, as Bilic likes to say. But now, guys, let's talk about West Ham. Now, as we know, on Sunday we drew Bristol City at home in the FA Cup 4th round, which is going to be played at some point. I think it's early to mid-January, if I remember correctly. Now, the last time we played Bristol City was back in the Championship in the was it 11-12 season, if I remember correctly. We drew it 0-0. Now, obviously, that was a league game. Hopefully, both teams have progressed a bit more than that, and we can have a really, really good FA Cup game. So, as it's at home, I'm on the home cup scheme, so yeah, there'll be full-time thoughts and previews for that as usual for the remainder of the season, at least. I'll talk about that later on in the new year. Now, Zouma missed the Palace game due to an attempted robbery at his home, which is totally understandable. A lot of sources are saying that he's out due to personal reasons, but apparently that's what the situation is. Been verified, but by some very reliable sources, even though the Sun were reporting it, but it is true. So I hope Kurt and his family are all okay. It's obviously, was it this time last year, give or take, it was self-inflicted issues, but this time round it's not inflicted. I hope everybody in the Zouma family that were there in at the time are okay. There's a very good chance that he's going to be back for the Spurs game. Antonio may be back for this game here, as he was an unused sub against Palace, but not in the starting 11. Obviously, he's been an unused sub. I don't know why I put that down. I've got no idea. So potentially, yeah. But you see, this is the tricky one with the starting 11, because guys, I'm really struggling to think of a decent starting 11 for this. I mean, just because of the way that we've been performing, as you go and watch the full-time thoughts of the Palace game. If you haven't already done so, check it out here. There's a card up there for you guys to click. But I'm hoping this is the starting 11. And as always, guys, put your comments in the comment section below. Let me know what you're thinking on the starting 11 and what you would do if you were in charge of West Ham. Not predicting David Moyes, what you would do. This is the starting 11, and I've racked my brain around this over the last day or so to try and figure out what we would do against Spurs. And this is the starting 11 that I would put out if I was in charge of West Ham United. Areola in goal, with a back four of Soufal, Zouma, Mavropanos and Emerson. Alvarez in the defensive midfield position behind James Ward-Prowse, along with Kudus, Paquetá and Cornet in the attacking midfield positions supporting Bowen up front. So thank you very, very much for your time, guys. As I say, a lot of people aren't subscribing at the moment, so please do subscribe. It's free at the end of the day, costs you literally a click. That's all it is, 2 clicks. One on the subscription button and one on the notifications. That's it. You don't pay for anything else. There's a lot of returning viewers, which is fantastic for the small size of the views that we're getting and the small size of the channel that it is. So I know a lot of you aren't subscribed. So come on, show a man some support. But as always, guys, look after yourselves. We will be doing the watch along on Thursday, so keep an eye out for that. Again, make sure that you're subscribed so you get to see the notification for that. And then obviously we'll have the preview for the Fulham game. Will be done at some point on Friday. I think it'd be too late for it to go up on Thursday as it normally would do. But as it's a Sunday game, then again it'd be up on Friday. So keep an eye out for that. But in the meantime, guys, look after yourselves. Take care. Try and relax in terms of how we're feeling about the Palace game. We've got a London derby under the lights at the Spurs Stadium. It's live on Amazon, so we can all watch it together. And I'll see you very, very soon. All the best now. Take care.